makes children more aggressive and antisocial, causing cognitive impairment. Well, the mamas of today's politicians, judges, and state's attorneys must have beat their behinds day and night. Because today's judges and state's attorneys are body snatchers and flesh merchants. Politicians, judges, and state's attorneys know the real reason for crime and poverty, but instead of implementing laws to make life better, filled with jobs that pay good salaries and having better quality schools that prepare our youth for today's society, instead they allow society to get polluted and infested with crime. Now that money is for ex-offenders and auxiliaries. All right, yes. So they use the money to warehouse men and women like animals. And I don't know how many of you all have been incarcerated, but the prison system is not fit for animals. Today it seems that prisons are not built to just house humans, but built to make men and women subhuman, dehumanizing them. Once they're released back in society, they become a more deadly menace to our community. Then you victim blame the ex-offenders when all the time that the prison asylum, that you know that it was designed to make it more difficult for most men to come back and live in a normal society. You can then label the problem called post-stress mental disorder, something I suffer with. It's difficult to remain sane. I read in the Chicago Crusader dated Saturday, February 18th, that each year Chicago gives 260 social service agencies grants average about $35,000 a year to help ex-offenders released from prison. What can you do with $35,000 a year? You can't even buy gas for the car. Men been locked up for years. No visitors. Loss of family. I just can't go on. Innocent men suffer worse in prison. Men that feel that they were provoked to commit a crime by a society that let them down suffer horrible. We need to talk about wrongly convicted men who are locked up because of prosecution misconduct. It's not by error, but a deliberate attempt to subvert a defendant's fundamental right to a fair trial. Prosecutors have bloodlust and hate in their hearts, motivated by greed for power and monetary gain. My judge, the late Judge Thomas Maloney, is considered was the most corrupt judge ever sat on the bench. Bless his soul, he was given 15 years in the federal penitentiary. He served 12 and came back home and gave up the ghost. God bless his soul. I could go on and on. It's been a long night. Being an exonerate for all the exonerates and all the men throughout the country on death row. I want to just thank all of you young soldiers and old soldiers that are still here, that you'll continue to fight the struggle. wheelchair with bells, lights, and all the toys. And I want to give a shout out to the campaign to end the death penalty. Because we need you to join up with the campaign of the death penalty, because they're going to try to get the death penalty back. Because these men have bloodlust and hate in their hearts. I look up every night and ask God, why would he put the power of life